We finally did it, everyone. We've hit 1 million subscribers, and I'm honestly just so grateful and truly humbled as to how fast we've been able to hit this milestone. Now, many of you out there are longtime subscribers who've been following me since some of my first videos, and many of you are also relatively new to the channel. But regardless, I've never really shared much about me personally and how everything kind of led to where it's at today. So I thought that in honor of hitting this amazing milestone, I'd do something a little bit more personal and share with you more about my story and who exactly Jeremy Ethier is. So first off, since I get this asked all the time, I'm half French Canadian and I'm half Filipino, and I currently live in Vancouver, Canada. So my dad is actually French Canadian and he's from Sudbury, Ontario, and my mom is Filipino and she's from Davao. And like most people in this industry, I was always heavily involved in sports growing up, and I quickly developed a passion for fitness. My dad was actually the one who first brought me to the gym when I think I was around 14 or 15 years old. But growing up and at this time, I was extremely skinny and I had a very hard time adding size, which I was always really insecure about. But over the next couple of years of working out, I actually did start to make pretty decent progress. But let me tell you, at the same time, I made every single mistake in the book, and pretty much everything I did was heavily guided by bro science, which I didn't even realize was detrimental until later on. And I truly think that it was this experience and just knowing that I could have saved so much more time, prevented injuries and imbalances, and just made faster progress back then had I followed a better approach, which is what now drives my passion for science and just helping others weed out the BS that this industry is honestly just full of. Because the last thing I want is you guys out there who are new to working out making the same mistakes I did when they're fully preventable. But anyways, I chugged along and did a lot of research on my own, and I eventually got my NASM personal training certification at 18, along with a few other various certifications. And I worked as a trainer at various gyms after this for a while, and then eventually moved on to privately train clients on my own. And during this time, I was also studying kinesiology in university, which I actually really enjoyed and is where my passion for training and coaching kind of took off. It's also where I learned a lot about rehabilitation, biomechanics. I learned from experienced coaches in the industry and basically just learned all about the current research behind training and nutrition. I eventually graduated with my bachelor's degree, and I continued to work as a kinesiologist for a little while after that. Now, as for where YouTube comes into the picture, most of you probably don't know this, but I've been putting out content way before I even started this channel. Back in around 2014, when I was studying and working as a trainer, is when I first started to put out content online. And I initially just started putting out workouts and recipe videos on Instagram, which, believe it or not, I actually built to a decent sized following despite the piss poor production value and same monotone voice. But during this time, I also started a couple fitness blogs, and I did a lot of content writing for big fitness brands like Elite FTS, Box Rocks, and so on. You can actually still read some of these articles as they're still up on the sites. And then there finally came YouTube, where I initially experimented with 1 or 2 channels and posted a ton of quite embarrassing videos. My name's Jeremy. I'm a personal trainer and kinesiologist. Fuck. What's up, guys? Before I finally found my groove with this current channel, where things eventually just took off to where it is today. And looking back now at all my old content, as I'll admit, it's very embarrassing, but it just reminds me of the passion I had ever since the beginning for science-based fitness, explaining the why behind everything I advocate, and just providing as much free value as possible to help you, the viewer. So to think that this has all led to me now making this video in honor of reaching 1 million subscribers is just a truly humbling experience to me, and I owe it all to you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of ups and downs and stress along the way that I don't really talk about or share, but just know that it's your positivity and seeing that I truly am impacting lives through the countless transformations I've received from those following my content or my Built with Science programs that makes everything worth it for me and just motivates me to keep on pushing and keep doing this and just keep getting better and better at what I do. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I'm not the biggest, I am not the leanest, I am not the smartest, and let's face it, we all know I'm not the most entertaining guy out there. But what I am and always will be is 100% dedicated to providing you as much value as possible with each and every piece of content I put out. And the fact that 1 million of you have shown your appreciation for that by hitting that subscribe button, it truly does mean the world to me. So here is a huge and sincere thank you to each and every one of you for your support along the way. 1 million really is just the beginning. But before I end this video, one thing you can do to help me out and continue driving this channel forward is just comment below what topics or video series you think a lot of you would like to see covered. I'm planning out my content for the next little while, so I'd just love to hear some of your ideas. Anyways, that is it for today. Thank you all so much once again. I can't even express my gratitude towards all your support, and I'll see you next time.